so then comes this Cheddar Inc. Okay, so you join them, and obviously you have an amazing run over there. So 3.5 years
Yeah.
to from less than 1 million to 50 million. So tell us about that play.
Yeah. I mean, Cheddar was so Cheddar. Just to give you some context, Cheddar was um, the brainchild of John Steinberg, who was my former boss and the president of BuzzFeed. And I left BuzzFeed to start Cheddar. So Cheddar wasn't a company when I joined. It was me and John and one other person, and we effectively were taking this bet. And this is really interesting. At the time I left BuzzFeed, we had noticed a trend in the fact that Facebook and other social platforms, we had always viewed them as, the rails. We were the train and they were the rails, and we ran on them, and we were able to distribute our content to the world globally through their platforms. And what we noticed is they started to deprioritize our content a bit, which scared me, definitely. It scared me for the model and the future of what digital media looked like. And there was also an uptick in sort of the emergence of live video and what that looked like. And there was another trend on the consumer side, which people were starting to very, very, very slowly, and this is common space now, but very slowly cut the cord with cable. They were sick of a $150 bundle a month in which you had no choice and no opportunity to pick what you wanted, and you watched maybe 2 of those channels. So I joined to start Cheddar because we were betting on the fact that consumers would cut the cord with cable, and there would be a rise in the number of OTT and streaming providers. The only 2 that existed when we started Cheddar were Hulu and Netflix. So it was only on-demand content, really. And we believed that there would be a subset of streaming platforms that also wanted news and live content to compete with the old legacy cable bundles. And if this hypothesis proved correct, there would also be a race to really secure a lot of live and on-demand content that was focused for millennials. So effectively, we built what we called the first post-cable network. It focused on tech and finance and business news for millennials, and we were often called the CNBC for millennials. And our bet really paid off. Consumers, it's just everyone knows this, but consumers cut the cord with cable. No one has cable anymore. They have their streaming subscriptions, and they subscribe to YouTube, and they subscribe to Hulu, Fubo and Philo and Pluto and all these OTT systems that never existed before. So we through a ton of hard work and grit, we built a 24/7 cable company, post-cable company, live media news network overnight that was able to get onto all of these OTT streaming services because they were looking for this content. And we had the upper hand because a lot of the other companies, the BuzzFeeds then and the Pacemates and all of these other digital media companies were now thinking to themselves, holy shit, how do we get into the streaming world? But they couldn't because they had not natively created the content for that. So we were in this kind of category of our own, which is really unique. And the way that we built the revenue model was that we deeply integrated, unlike any other cable network or post-cable network or any other content, we so deeply integrated our partners into our content. We gave them shows, we gave them guests, we did things that were maybe taboo in the industry, but we felt like it made a lot of sense with our network because it was focused on tech and finance. So we really focused a lot on those types of companies and products.